Okay, good afternoon and welcome everyone to another episode of College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. we provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, technical schools, training programs, skilled trade professions, employment opportunities, career exploration, and career readiness skills, all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I'm Tony Cureton, your host, and today we will be speaking with a representative from Dillard University, and Dillard is an HBCU out of New Orleans. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good
That's
deal,
correct.
good deal. Mr. Clinton, welcome. We are so glad to have you.
Thank you. Great to be here. Thank you so much. Good morning or good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mr. Clinton. I am an admissions rep for Dillard University. I'm also a 2019 graduate of this great university. And today I'm going to give you a nice presentation about Dillard. And I hope I answer all of your questions. And let's get to the presentation. Share my screen. Make sure I'm sharing the sound also. Okay. So here at Dillard University, we believe in preparing the next generation of global leaders. So I'm going to show this quick presentation, or this quick video is going to.
The faculty on campus definitely made me feel like a family even before I started my first semester on campus. I didn't have any other schools call me as much as Dillard University did. They were constantly calling me, making sure my FAFSA was in line, my transcript was sent, everything. That just shows that they do care about you and they do want you to be here. And when you do come on campus, you'll feel that family embrace, because it doesn't compare to any other school I've been to or any other school I've seen.
I was very nervous to be away from home on my own. And when I came to Shadow Day, I kind of scoped out, online on Twitter. I was like, anybody want a little sister? And I met a guy, his name is John Lawson. From the moment I stepped foot on campus, he was like, where are you? Because we're going to do this and we're going to do that. So I had John showing me around, introducing me to people.
When you have no one but you and your peers around you, you have no choice but to, come together as one big family. To know that feeling that you have, that someone else is having that same feeling, it's so easy for us to just come together and be that one big family that we really are here at Dillard University.
Last year I was only Neighbor RTC student, but this year we have a freshman as well. And so that makes it a little bit easier, just knowing that I have somebody else there with me that, kind of keeps me in check and I keep him in check.
It's really family oriented in the way where they want you to be okay in every aspect of your life. And if they can help, they help wherever they can. Whether it's being a grandmother or a teacher or just someone to listen.
Come be a part of our family and apply to Dillard today.
Come be a part of our family and apply to Dillard today.
Come be a part of our family and apply to Dillard today.
Y'all heard the message. Come be a part of our family. All right, so our mission is to develop graduates who are broadly educated, culturally aware, concerned with improving the human condition, and able to meet the competitive demands of a global and technological advanced society. So who are we? We are Dillard University. We were founded in the mid-1800s, like a lot of other HBCUs. We were founded by the Methodist Episcopal Church. It was from this church that we have two parent institutions, Union Normal School and Straight University. Now, from these two universities, we have our charter, which is Dillard University, which was chartered here on New Orleans campus on September 24th, 1935. Here you have a lovely stock photo of our beautiful campus. Our grass is green, our buildings are white. We sit on 55 acres of land. We are located in the Gentilly neighborhood of New Orleans, and we were actually voted one of America's prettiest college campuses last year. So that goes to show that we get some worldwide recognition. We are a private four-year liberal arts HBCU. Our students represent 38 states and 4 countries. I like to tell my students, when you hear the word liberal arts, just think of what it means to become a well-rounded citizen. So for example, if you wanted to study nursing and minor in film, you could do that. If you wanted to study political science and minor in computer engineering, you can do that too. Liberal arts allows you to touch on various disciplines across the university. We are a small campus. We're about 1,200 students enrolled. So coming here, you're going to be able to develop relationships with your professors and your peers, that are going to be a little bit more intimate than you would say if we were a university of about 40,000 students. Our average student to faculty ratio is about 14:1, which allows students to learn in a nurturing and supportive environment. And our average classroom size is about 18 students, but that is depending on the major, as some majors are a little bit larger than others. We have over 21 areas of study. Up first on this STEM, up on this program is STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and math. Now under this discipline, there are several concentrations. There's biology, we have chemistry, we have computer science with the concentration in scientific technology, we have mathematics and actuary science, and then we have physics with concentrations in pre-engineering and medical physics. We are one of the top producers of African Americans with physics degrees. And going back to this physics piece, we have a 3-2 program here at the university. So a student who wanted to major in, let's say, pre-engineering or medical physics, they would do 3 years here at Dillard University and then do 2 years at one of our partnering institutions. And they would graduate with a Bachelor of Science in both physics and engineering to combine those 2 degree plans. If you're like myself and you tend to shy away from the sciences, we have the School of Humanities. So under this discipline, we have English, there's film. We have one of the best film programs amongst HBCUs. Mass communication was my major here. As you can see, I'm the guy in this photo right here. And under that mass communication umbrella, there's 2 concentrations. There's multimedia journalism and public relations. We also have music and concentrations in vocal performance and music industry. If any of you are familiar with PJ Morton, he's a Grammy nominated musician from New Orleans. He's actually our in-house artist for this semester. So he's been teaching some classes here at the university about the ins and outs of the music industry. We also have theater, another great program that we have here. And so under that discipline, we have performance technology and visual arts. Again, we are located in New Orleans, so a lot of films and projects are filmed in the city and on our campus. So film is one of those signature programs, and so students are able to work on at least 4 to 10 major films a year. So that's a very popular major here at the university. So to back up that, we have several different studios for our students who are studying the humanities. So as you can see, we have a recording studio right here. This is our university radio station that students are able to program their own radio station, and it's broadcast to students on the app. We also have a blackout theater for all of our theater performances. And then we have a mock news TV station as well. Under our School of Social Sciences, we have several different disciplines. There's criminal justice, political science, psychology, social work, urban studies, and public policy. Now going back to pre-law, so we have a really strong pre-law program. We're one of the only universities with a full-time pre-law center. So as you can see behind me, the classroom is set up like a courtroom. And so it's very unique because students are able to actually get that experience while also being able to study in an atmosphere that is symbolic to what they would be doing in the future to become a future attorney or prosecutor or whatever their heart desires in their legal field. Under our School of Health and Wellness, we have several disciplines. There's public health with concentrations in community health, health systems management. We also have health sciences with disciplines in physical therapy and occupational therapy as well. College of Nursing, I'm going to say this at the beginning. We have one of the oldest accredited nursing programs in the state of Louisiana. So students who are studying this discipline are able to do 2 different things. They can either become a registered nurse and get their Bachelor of Science in Nursing, or they can become a licensed practical nurse and get their Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So they have 2 different paths depending on how far they want to take it. Admission into Dillard University is not contingent with the nursing program because they have their own set of requirements, and students have to take the HESI exam, which is the entrance exam for nursing. And then once they pass that exam during their second semester of their freshman year, they then will start their nursing classes in the fall. All of our students practice right here on our campus. We have a nursing simulation center. And so as you can see, they're practicing with the dummies. And so the dummies show symptoms that you will find in a pediatric patient all the way up to geriatric. So they're studying right here on our campus. And they also have clinicals that they do on weekends. Again, it's a very strong program. And we're one of the oldest accredited nursing programs in the States. Another fun fact, we are one of the oldest HBCUs in the state of Louisiana as well. Under our College of Business, we have several disciplines. We have accounting, financial economics, business administration with concentrations in international business, business management, as well as business marketing as well. This guy that you see with the graduation tassel, he's one of my classmates. He did business administration here at Dillard. He was working for Goldman Sachs out in Salt Lake City, Utah, and just moved to Dallas, Texas a few weeks ago. So I like to tell that story of if you put in the work, you do well in your classes, and you take internships and you take advantage of everything we have to give you, you too can graduate in 4 years with a job, which is what everyone wants to do coming into college. Dual degree programs. So this is very unique because we have a lot of dual degree programs, usually for our science majors. So students who are studying, let's say, biology and chemistry, they could do early entry into graduate school through any of our through any of our partnerships with Boston University, New York College of Podiatric Medicine, and Texas Chiropractic College. Yeah, that's right. Physics majors who want to do pre-engineering or medical physics, so going back to that 3-2 program, they could do graduate school through any of our partnerships with Columbia University, the Georgia Institute of Technology, Tulane University, and the University of New Orleans. So they would do 3 years here and then 2 years at our partner institutions, and they will graduate with 2 degrees. We also have dual degree programs for our psychology majors, and we have a partnership with Western Michigan State University, and our urban studies and public policy majors. They could do early graduate school through our partnerships with New School University and University of New Orleans, which is a campus right here in the city. Again, same thing for public health. Students who are doing that public health discipline have the early entry into graduate school through our partner program with Louisiana State University, or all better known as LSU, which is in our capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Athletics. So we are a member of the NAIA. We play in the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference, and we have several sports across several disciplines. There's men's basketball, women's basketball, women's cross country track and field, as well as men's cross country track and field as well. And we also have the opportunities for students to do both cheerleading and dance teams. As you can see, I did not mention football. That's one tally against us. We do not have a football team, but again, we are located in New Orleans. So there's football culture. We have the Saints. LSU has a football team, which is about an hour outside of the city. And you know, Bayou Classic, that competition with Gremlin and Southern, they're here every fall. So there's football culture here. It's just not on our campus. We have over 50 active student organizations, including 8 of the historically Black fraternities and sororities. So you can see we have Royal Court. We have a large influx of students from California. So there's even a California club that's on our campus. There's student government. There's just numerous opportunities for students to get involved on campus. I tell students, if there's a program that you want to see on campus, because we're so small, all you need is the support of a few students, and we can get that program started for you. When I went here, I was a member of a fashion club called Black Ivy Couture. So there's just always opportunities for students to get involved. It just depends on what you're looking for. We also have intramural sports teams, intramural soccer, intramural basketball, and etc. The student union is our home to our recreational activities on campus. So as you can see, we have a bowling alley. There's a game room where students are able to play either ping pong, foosball, or even play pool. And so they also have the option to hook up any of their gaming systems and play their games here. We also have a movie theater. As you can see, we have some pretty cool releases that come through. And there's also an indoor track and a fitness center as well. So this is another exciting piece, our housing. So when you live and learn on a campus like Dillard, your whole life is integrated with your goals and educational experiences. So what does that mean, Mr. Clinton? I know. So we have several different dormitories on campus for our students. There are 2 all-girls dormitories. There is 1 that's co-ed. We have 1 all-males dormitory, and we have a nice selection of on-campus apartments for our upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors. Happy to announce that we don't have any community-style bathrooms on our campus. So as you can see from these stock photos at the bottom, usually you have 2 students to a room, and this door right here that's closer towards the dresser is where the other would be the connecting suite. So on the other side of that door is your bathroom and your toilet that you will share with 2 other students in the connecting suite. So it's usually about 4 students sharing 1 living space. And you can see you also have your sink in your bathroom, but no community style bathrooms here. Because of COVID, a lot of students actually were fortunate enough to where they were not having roommates because we were doing socially distanced measures. But we will be returning to our roommate situation in the fall, which will be 2 students to a room, and then they share the living space with 2 other students in the connecting suite. We also have a nice selection of on-campus apartments. We don't have those in the presentation, don't know why. And then we also have another partnership with University of New Orleans, Southern University of New Orleans, which is our campus here in New Orleans, and they have some on-campus apartments for our upperclassmen as well. In response to COVID-19, we're doing several things to make sure our students stay safe and healthy. So your temperature is checked when you enter the campus. Mine is checked every day. Our classrooms, dining halls, and administrative offices are all socially distant, and they're by appointment only. And then we have plexiglass and hand sanitizer stations located across our campus for students. And as you can see in the bottom, everyone in here has a mask on. There's nowhere on this campus you can enter without having your mask on. Now, how do you become a Blue Devil? This most important piece. We need a $25 application fee. You need at least a 2.5 GPA or an 18 on the ACT or a 960 on the SAT in order to be admitted. $36 application fee, $25 for our readmit students. So $36 application fee, 2.5 GPA, 18 on the ACT, and a 960 on the SAT. I am happy to announce that we are test optional for students who are not able to take standardized tests because of COVID, but we do ask that those students who they're doing the test optional route, the requirement is that they have at least a 3.0 unweighted GPA in order to be admitted under that test optional piece. It will make your funding look a little bit different because all of our scholarships are merit-based, so they go off your ACT and ACT or SAT score. But we are offering our test optional applicants a $6,000 scholarship if they apply without those standardized test scores. You can apply through the Dillard website, the Common Black College app, as well as the Common app. If anyone applies today, I'll waive all your application fees for you, and I'm going to drop that information in the chat towards the end of the presentation. Another important piece, the money. How much do we cost? So we are a private university. So I like to tell students, when you hear the word private, just think of you're going to pay the same amount as you would if you were in Louisiana. So there's no out-of-state tuition. You guys are in Michigan, so there's no out-of-state tuition for you. So our tuition breakdown is about $17,410, and our room and board is about $10,218. So it gives you a rough estimate of about $30,000 per year, which is our cost of attendance. Now, you see these fees over here. Those can be anything from laboratory fees, new student orientation fees, etc. And so they kind of are just kind of factored in. The indirect costs are the costs that are going to fluctuate according to what your needs are. So you guys are coming from Michigan, that can look like transportation expenses, books, supplies, personal expenses, and all of these are just kind of budgeted at about $5,500, but they will fluctuate according to the needs of the student. So don't worry about indirect costs as much. That's just an estimate. You want to focus on this direct cost, which is that $30,000 piece. Now, how do you finance your education here at Dillard? Numerous opportunities. There's grants, scholarships, work studies, loans, and employment opportunities. And I'm going to talk about our scholarships. Here we go. So all of our scholarships are merit-based. So what does that mean? That means that if you apply to Dillard and you meet the minimum admission requirements of a 2.5 and an 18 on the ACT or a 960 on the SAT, you're automatically awarded $6,000. There's no separate application that you have to do. You just send your information over to us. We process everything, and we want to see where you fall within those ranges, and you're going to be awarded a scholarship accordingly. Now, as you can see, as your test results increase in your GPA, so does your scholarship dollars. So let's say you get a 19 on the ACT and a 990 on the SAT, and you have a 2.8 GPA. You can see you go from 6,000 to 8,000. 21 ACT, 1060 SAT, 3.0, $10,000 ID scholarship. So the more that the more information you provide to us, the more willing we're able to help you. We take your highest ACT or SAT score. We don't super score anything, so we're going to just take your highest score. You can take the test as many times as you need to, and we're going to just give you the scholarship dollars accordingly. Now, our top 2 scholarships are our university scholarship and our presidential scholarship. Now, these scholarships, keep in mind, have a priority deadline of December 1st. So I tell students, if you know around August that you want to apply to Dillard, try to get all those application materials in before December 1st. because that money is very limited. So once after that December 1st deadline passes, it becomes a little bit harder for us to award that funds to you because it's only so much of that money that's available. The top 2 scholarships, presidential, 25 ACT, 1200 ACT, 3.6 GPA, presidential, full tuition. University scholarship, 27 ACT, 1260 ACT, 3.8 GPA, full tuition, room and board. And so for students who also are awarded any of these top scholarships, they will automatically be awarded or be invited to join our honors program if they are one of these top scholars. And again, for students who are test optional, they don't have any standardized test scores, we will offer them a $6,000 grant in addition to the money they will receive from completing their FAFSA. We have other scholarship resources for our students. So talent-based scholarships in theater, music, visual arts majors, athletic scholarships in basketball, volleyball, dance, cheerleading, cross-country, track and field, all those sports. Endowed scholarships, United Church of Christ. As I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, we were founded by the Methodist Church. So if anyone is, African Methodist, please let us know. We can find scholarships for you through that religious organization. And very, very, very important piece, we are a member of the United Negro College Fund. We are a partner institution. So if you go to UNCF, make a profile. I always encourage this. Make a profile on UNCF. I did that when I was applying here, and just find any scholarships that are applicable to yourself and just apply. There's a lot of money on there that goes underutilized because students don't apply for it. So UNCF is going to be your best friend. We are a UNCF institution. Here is a code for our ACT, and our FAFSA codes. So just remember, add us to your FAFSA, ACT, SAT codes. You can send us your scores. We also accept everything via email. So if you have ACT scores or transcripts you want to send over to us, you can send them over to us as PDF attachments. We also will process documents that way. You don't always have to pay the $10 to pay to send us test scores. And the ultimate goal is to see all of you graduate within 4 years. I tell students, if you average about 12 to 15 credits a semester, which breaks down to about 4 to 5 classes, you can graduate on time in 4 years. Most of our degree plans here are about 130 credits. So the math on that breaks down to about 12 to 15 credits a semester. We want to see you guys graduate in 4 years. Again, my name is Mr. Clinton. I'm the admissions rep here. I'm your admissions rep for Michigan. You guys are in my territory. I'm also a 2019 graduate of this great university. And so I want to see all of your applications come across my desk. And that concludes our presentation on Dillard. And I hope you guys have questions because I'm ready to answer them. And I'm going to drop my information in the chat, which has my email, phone number, and a link to complete the application as well.
Mr. Clinton, I'm going to get the question ball rolling.
Okay.
First, I want to know if it is possible for students to attend Dillard remotely.
Right now, we don't offer any remote classes. What were we doing for a student? Well, what was happening was students were able, we had a hybrid situation going on. So we would have students who would take classes, let's say on Mondays, Wednesdays, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they would be able to log in remotely for social distancing purposes. But we don't have anything set up remote where students can complete all of their degree programs online at the moment.
Okay. Second question.
Sure.
If a student has just a little bit under the 2.5 admission rate, do you have a bridge program that they can participate in to strengthen that GPA for fall admission?
Yes, ma'am. If a student doesn't have or meet the minimum requirements, we ask that they complete 2 letters of recommendation and a personal essay. But we do have a program called Emerging Scholars. And so what it is, it's set up for those students who may have weak areas when we evaluate their ACT or SAT scores. They're going to evaluate areas that they might need additional push in before the summer starts. And so they would take their classes over the summer and with the hopes that they would do well in those classes. And then that way, when school starts, they would be able to take their collegiate level courses. That program is offered online, but only because of COVID right now, we're doing that program online.
Okay.
But yeah, it's called Emerging Scholars, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I saw that you have the pre-law program. Now,
Yes.
is that earning towards your bachelor's degree, or is that for your master's?
So the pre-law, and that's something I need a little more clarity on. The pre-law program, it's not a co-curricular. It's set up to help the students who are interested in studying law to get some of those foundational courses. We don't have a master's program here on campus. We're only undergraduate, but we do have a program called LEAP, and it's set up for those students who also want to do be in a legal profession, and so they're taking those classes. My friend did it, classes for the LSAT prep. We have that program for those students, and so that program with the pre-law program, they work hand-in-hand collaboration on that. I can get a little bit more clarity on that because for those things I'm still trying to wrap my head around. We do have that information or that resource for students who want to do the legal program. It's called LEAP.
Okay, so then if I have a student that is interested in going into law, would my recommendation still be along the lines of taking a political science course?
Yes, ma'am. Political science, criminal justice. Even if you wanted to do English, because a lot of law school is writing papers, so even English would prepare those students for those careers in the legal profession. Yes, ma'am.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. You guys, do you have any questions for Mr. Clinton?
Ask away. Freshman students can have cars. That's always a popular question that we get. Today's Monday.
I have one question. Sorry to interrupt. Transfer credits. If you want to transfer, do you accept a certain amount, or how does that work?
So what they do is we ask all of our students to send us over their transcripts. What's going to happen is they're going to evaluate the transcripts. They're going to match up the course description from your university to what we have, and then they're going to see which ones match up, and then we're going to evaluate them accordingly. That's something that's done by our university registrar. So I don't know much about that, but we do take all the transfer credits. It just depends on how many will transfer over according to what the course description says. But yes, we do take dual enrollment classes, transcript credits, all of those.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any other questions?
Computer science, I know I touched on that briefly. Is this meeting mostly for the STEM program, Ms. Tony?
Well, it's open to whatever field of interest they have.
Okay, because I know computer science is also one of our popular majors here. Dr. Dennis Segur, he's in charge of that program. They're doing some really cool things. They're working with Google. They do a lot of great things, and that's one of the programs, going back to that 3-2 program, that's be able to, let's say, major in computer engineering. So they would major in computer science, that would be their major here, and they would apply for engineering school through one of our partner programs, and so they would be able to graduate with their bachelor's in both in computer engineering, so they're able to combine the two disciplines together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Good deal.
Biology, we're number 13. The rankings just came out a few weeks ago, so we're number 13 amongst liberal arts colleges. We have a lot of cool things. Our STEM program is really popular. Biology, chemistry, those are very popular majors here at the university.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And for a student that was interested in going into medicine, but they wanted to go beyond nursing, they could do a pre-med program through you guys for their bachelor's degree?
Yes, ma'am. That's a great question. My friend Alexis did biology pre-med here. She now just got her, I don't know how it goes. I think you go pre-med here, and then they go do a master's, and then she's applying for medical school, sorry. And she's going to Morehouse School of Medicine.
Okay.
But yes, ma'am, because we don't have an actual PreMed program. They're taking classes under the biologies and the chemistries. So they're getting those anatomy classes, all of those classes under their belt here. And then they will go off and do their residency and then apply for medical school.
Okay, good deal. You guys, you got any more questions?
Ask away.
Okay, well then we're gonna wrap this up. Wait a minute, we got a message.
No questions.
Oh, it said no questions.
Yes, I want you guys, if you can, come visit. We are offering campus tours every day at 10 a.m. and 2 o'clock p.m. We also do have a virtual tour. I can send that information to you, Miss Tony, so you can
Okay, good deal.
to the families. But yeah, we're a small HBCU in New Orleans. I tell students, if you're looking for a university that's historic, resilient, and in a very vibrant place, this is a great institution for you. I actually came here sight unseen from St. Louis. I knew I wanted to go to an HBCU. I had a family member who lived in New Orleans, had high school professors actually who went to Dillard and Xavier, and they spoke really highly of Dillard. And I applied. You mentioned in the video, I actually emailed my president of the university. I told him in so many words, you know, I want to come down to your university. He responded to my email, put me in contact with someone in the admissions office, and they helped me get the ball rolling on coming down here. So
That's awesome.
but it works because, you know, for students who may be coming from large high schools or someone, I'm first generation college graduate, and I didn't want to be a number at 40,000 plus people. So coming here on this small campus with 1,200 students, it really works in your favor because you get one-on-one attention and your professors actually get to know you on a more personal level.
So then when you, as a student, when you're having difficulty or challenges in one class or another, you're able to easily access your professors and get like mentoring, tutoring.
Yes, ma'am. It's so personable. And what's really unique about it is, so I was mass comm here. So what they do is they group all of the students together by a cohort. So if a student was studying nursing, like all the nursing students take all their classes together. The only difference is when students start taking their different electives, then of course they would probably mingle with people from across different disciplines. But all of your communication classes, it's a communication cohort. So you're interacting with the same students, which also helps you form study groups and just become more familiarized with other students in your program. So very intimate, very small, but we make a very large impact.
Good deal. And so then once you are admitted, you do have to maintain a certain grade point average per semester, right?
Yes, ma'am. Especially if you're if you got any of our scholarships, you do sign a scholarship agreement that says, you know, you have to maintain this certain GPA in order to keep your scholarship. And of course, if you don't meet the requirements, they're going to evaluate it, but a student may be placed on academic probation, which usually lasts for about a year. Let me not lie. I've never had that, but I do know that if it don't meet the requirements, you may be placed on academic probation, and then you have to do a whole appeal process to try to get your scholarship back. It's not a nice process, but yes, definitely try to keep your grades up.
Good deal. That's really good to know, because I know a lot of freshmen, when they go to college, by that being their first time away from home, sometimes they lose track of what the purpose of being in college is, and their grades can kind of slide. And they need to be aware that you got to maintain that GPA in order to remain in your position within the university.
Because you're still going to be charged $30,000.
I know.
Yep. So you might as well do your best.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Clinton. It was an excellent presentation. If you guys don't have any more questions for him, then we will wrap this up. Thanks so much for attending, everybody. Thank you again, Mr. Clinton. It was a great presentation. You guys have a great day.
Right.
Thank you, Tony.
All right.
All righty.
Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks again, Mr. Clinton. Appreciate your time. Great.
No problem.
I know the kids are going to be excited for it because I know I am. Makes me want to enroll all over again.
Yes, ma'am. I'm the admissions rep for Michigan, so send us some students down here, please.
Absolutely. And I'll be in touch with you in the fall for next year also.
All right, I'll be here.
Thank you.
No problem. Enjoy your day.
Bye now.
All right.